Hello everybody and welcome. I have found something. And well, I'm going to show you how it exactly happened. I was just doing a tiny little mission where I sent Jeb and Bob deploying some science probe at some locations in the western desert of Kerbal. Boom, well, some of the parts of the probes explode, but the rest is fine, so they are still intact once you're deployed with them. Look at that, what a beautiful sunrise in the background while our truck is trucking along with all the science equipment in the back. Okay, this looks like a good spot for another probe deployment. Boom! There you go. Okay, let's have a look if it lands safely. Yes, that's a safe landing for a probe. You don't believe me? There you go, you can see here. There you go. Science equipment is intact, as is the antenna, the solar array, and the probe core. So everything's fine. The rest is surplus weight we don't need. We have already spent our third probe, it's somewhere there in the back. And then we headed to a final destination, which is the temple in the desert. And what is that? This is probably the rarest of Easter eggs I have ever seen. Did you ever see anything like that? Well, I for once haven't, and neither did Valentino and Bob, so they headed to it quite fast, I might add, invigorated by the spirit of discovery and exploration. So the closer it got, the more they could see of it. Well, there wasn't that much to see because it was just a really big Easter egg. To mark the spot, Bob jettisoned the final probe. Look at that. There is even a ramp. Okay, so much for that probe. Well, that didn't survive. Okay, there is even something like an entrance in there. Maybe Kerbals can use it? Well, Valentino for one surely wants to find out. In order to do that, we have to turn off our engines so that we don't pollute the atmosphere anymore. There we go. And then let's get out of that thing, so we have to open the doors. Suicide doors on a truck. Well, that's not that common, I think. And wow, that's a nice development. The sun is now coming over the hills and basking the entire temple facility in its glorious light. This is really nice. But we have to get back to exploring that Easter egg now, shouldn't we? Okay, Valentina has now left their truck and is now heading towards the ramp. This looks like a hatch for crew. So she, being crew, is going to try it out. And yeah, well, Bob does not want to be alone. He kind of gets scared when he's alone. So yeah, after taking one more scientific glance, since he's a scientist, he decides to head in there as well. And while the moon shines in the background, Valentino found the controls to retract the ramps. And then it was time to get this thing off the ground because it can fly. Yes, this is probably the first airborne 350-ton, 4,000 meters per second of Delta V Easter egg. And it can take off from Kerbal in one go. This is an SSTL. Yes. So we're ascending through the atmosphere, look at that. This looks nice. And while we're going up, we take one more glance back at the temple site, which served us nicely in the past as a backdrop for another video, if you may have remembered my Ozymandias series, which I still regard as probably one of the best things I've ever done YouTube-wise. Okay, enough about the past, let's stay in the present. Easter is upon us, and so we have to get this egg a little bit out of the atmosphere now, don't we? Okay, we are now doing our circularization burn, which you can see by the camera wobbling. And well, what should we do with it? Well, I decided I should do a little refueling. Ta-da! Hello, Franz! Good to see you again. Okay. Problem is, I found out that even though this thing has massive burner engines on the inside, they refuse to work once they are inside of the safe egg shape. But fret not, there is a tiny little tug coming upwards, well, towards the egg, pulling it towards the Franz. So once that's over with, I started the very tedious refueling process, which I won't bother you with, so I skipped ahead to the other side of the planet. And then it's time to leave this station. Yeah. Valentina maybe should not have put the engines to full throttle so early. Bad girl. Okay, that is now a fine and safe distance. Whew, the repair bill is going to be hefty. Now, since we have, once again, 4,200 something meters per second of delta V left, this thing is now going somewhere, well, wherever you may want to go with it. I've decided to take, well, the easy route and head over towards Minmus. Just adjusting our flyby, which won't stay a flyby because we're going to do a retrograde burn as usual, and then, well, the egg has drained a little bit of fuel, of course, during these maneuvers, so we have to replenish it, and replenish it we shall. Okay, so this looks nice, like a good spot to land. Okay, problem is also the landing legs you've seen at the temple site. Once you retract them, they refuse to work like the RCS because they think they are inside a fairing. Curious, but those ramps are also fine for stabilizing this egg, as you can see. And now, to refill it, there are some drills, and there's also a refinery inside, and also some fuel cells, so you don't get out, well, so you don't lose any power. And, well, Bob is enjoying the low gravity of Minmus and flying around with his jetpack. Once that's over with, and the egg has been refueled, it's time to head to another adventure. Maybe you, yes, I'm talking to you, dear viewer, have an idea where you want to go with this? Well, if you do, just grab it from the download link below and have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this little funny video. I hope you have a great Easter, and as always, thanks for watching. Goodbye.